Well, hello there. Carol Dockum here with Beautiful Faces, GoingPlaces.com. And I know you've heard me already say this, but we are getting super excited for our second annual Women's Success Summit, which is Friday, November 8th, 10 to 5 at Indiana Wesleyan University in Greater Cincinnati. So I thought it would be really cool and very special to invite our speakers who will be spending the day with us, pouring into small business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, to help them up-level their success. So we've scheduled these speaker spotlight series. So today's special guest is Ruth Medlin, and she owns her own consulting company, Ruth Medlin Consulting. She is a speaker, a trainer, and an entrepreneurial mentor. Ruth's passion is really helping solopreneurs and entrepreneurs find their leadership voice. And she offers some amazing programs. One is she facilitates workshops for corporations and small businesses, as well as she's the CEO and founder of the Influencer Community. And she is also a host for her Flourish and Nourish dinners, which are absolutely tasty as well as fun. She is a fabulous cook. And I know you recently also published a cookbook. So we've got to get dibs on that. And just excited to have you here, Ruth. And we cannot wait to hear your presentation on Friday, November 8th. And in fact, you're going to be speaking on Baby, You've Got It, right? How transferable skills can up your game. So please help me welcome Ruth.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Thanks for having me on today. You know, after yesterday's storm, right? Everything was rainy and windy and doom and gloom. I felt so sorry for those little trick-or-treaters last night out there freezing their little candy sticks off. It was awful outside.
It was awful.
Look at it today. It's bright, beautiful. I know it's a little cold still, but you know, how much better can it get than this is truly Cincinnati weather. You know, one day it's like doom and gloom and the next day it's like bright and sunny. So I'm glad we're here on a bright and sunny day.
I am too. Yeah, it's gorgeous outside today, and it was super cold. It really didn't stop my neighborhood and all the cute little ghosts and goblins that kept ringing the doorbell. And it was a lot of fun to see their costumes and the creativity and just fond memories of being a kid, you know, going trick-or-treating myself, staying out till the wee hours, you know, and just having loads of fun. So it kind of kicks off the fall season and the holiday season. So
I think so too. It's kind of like a rite of passage that, you know, Halloween is that kind of in between time. I mean, we're not quite done with fall yet. Right. And we're, you know, the very next day, here we are in November. And, you know, actually Thanksgiving is 4 weeks from yesterday. So it's a short window of opportunity there to cram a lot of things in. So I remember I lived out on a farm as a kid, so we did not trick or treat great distances between farms. But the school that I went to had a Halloween carnival every year, and my mother was the best seamstress out there, ever, never. And every year she would dream up these great costumes for me. Now, I'm not a costume person, so, you know, it was kind of like dressing a mannequin, and I was kind of like kicking and screaming all the way that I didn't want to wear these costumes. But, you know, once I got to the carnival and got involved in everything, and, you know, it was great fun. So that's what it reminds me of, is like, you know, Mom and doing the cakewalk and winning a cake and, you know, all that they're good stuff. So, yeah. It's a good time.
It is a good time.
Yeah.
So hey, let's talk about transferable skills.
Right.
I know there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there or wannabe entrepreneurs, and it's like, so where do I start? Where do I begin? And you think about even, you know, after being in the corporate world or working for other companies as an employee, after a certain amount of time, you actually have some skills, right? Some skill sets. that can be repurposed and
Right.
transformed into another career. So
Right, absolutely. Well, so let me tell you I'm just going to give you a little snippet of
okay.
why I decided to do this workshop. So, and I will also say that this workshop applies to whether you're already an entrepreneur in your own right and you're doing okay, whether you're a corporate person and you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're a corporate person and you've got a side gig as an entrepreneur, or maybe you've been an entrepreneur for a while and you're thinking, how can I up my game? This workshop works for everybody. So it's not exclusive to like brand new entrepreneurs. And the reason that I did this was years ago, I used to work for Tulare County government, and I was their training officer. So you can salute anytime you want to. Hello, right? I mean, what I always think, why did they come up with the word officer? Oh, well, different story for a different day. And I was working with employees who were trying to make a transition from one department in the county to another department. So let's say that they worked in the sheriff's department and they were burnt out at being in the sheriff's department and they wanted to go work for the ag department. They would come to me and they would say, but I just don't, all I know is being a sheriff. I don't know how to be an ag inspector. And I said, yeah, but listen, you got transferable skills. And so that's where the workshop, I actually did these workshops for people in Tulare County. That's where it was kind of born. And it is so amazing to watch people's, their lights come on when they figure out that they've got these skill sets that will transfer from one department to another or from one business to another. And that's where the magic happens, is because while we think we don't have the skill set to go from sheriff to ag inspector, we really have so many sets of skills that we would probably like outpace somebody else who had not done all that we'd done maybe in the sheriff's department. So that's where it all came from. I'm just going to tell you, like, this workshop, normally we do like a half day on this deal, right? Sure. We do a deep dive and, but this is just, we're more in the let's just give them some information mode. So we're going to talk about 3 things that you have to do in order to really understand the skill set and how to use it in future jobs or future business adventures. So the first one is you got to learn and assess what those skills are. People go, oh, yeah, what are my skills again? When you're tasked with answering your own questions, it becomes really, really tough. So that's that first piece of it, is like, well, what skills do you have? And I want to remind people that, listen, you've started developing skills when you were in grade school. You really did. You started to learn how to study. You started to learn how to research things. You started to learn sequential things. So really your skill sets have been ingrained in you for a long period of time. And we also have to look at skill sets for different aspects of our lives. So like if you're a parent, you have like a set of skills over here. And if you have, if you've done corporate work, you have a set of skills over here. Now, some of them may overlap, or some of them, I like to say, they blend really well. But we've all got all these skills. And for some reason, when we're first asked about it, we just kind of go, I don't even know where they, I don't know. I don't think I have any. You do.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about that, Carol? If I said to you today, give me some skills, what do you got, girl? And right. I know you got a lot.
Right. I know. And it's interesting. As you know, my background, I sold real estate for 7 or 8 years. I taught at the university level, marketing, advertising, consumer behavior. I ran a chamber of commerce, a very successful one. And it was after that period, I thought, okay, it took about a year for me to figure out, okay, what's my next steps? Where am I going next? And then it dawned on me that, oh my goodness, if you can do XYZ or XYZ company, you can certainly do it for your own company. And that it was like a light bulb moment, like, oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. We all have these innate skills from years of experience, and we just don't sit down to define them or write them out.
Right. Absolutely. And I like what you said about, you have a diversity in the kinds of careers that you've done, really. And yet it took you almost a year to sit down and say, well, wait a minute. If I could run a successful chamber, if I could teach at the college level, why can't I take those skills and create my own business? Let me be who I want to be. So that's a real message for all of us, is that we don't need to put that kind of time pressure on ourselves. Now, I will say this, if you make the quantum leap and you leave corporate America because you are going to be an entrepreneur, you better have some money in the bank to do that, is my advice, because it's like quitting a job with a steady paycheck and then, thinking, well, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and run my own business, but where's the money coming from? So again, a different story for a different day, but, we need to be prepared for our leap into entrepreneurship or small business ownership from other aspects of our careers.
Right. Oh, that's awesome, Ruth, that you mentioned that. And I would love to get that on the calendar for another topic for another day, because I think it's really critical that individuals think that through before they take that leap and jump into the world of entrepreneurialism. So, yes. Right.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, I could. That's kind of like a purple squirrel. I could get off on that tangent really.
I know.
But I'm reeling myself back in, Carol. I'm reeling.
Okay, so we're on to number 2.
Number 2, yes. So this one has such an important aspect, because it's really now that you've got those beginning of those lists, it's like, let's begin to really examine them and dissect them. Like, what does it mean to be a parent? What skill sets do you have to be a parent? And then it's like pulling those apart and really looking at them and saying, well, wait a minute here. To be a successful parent or to be a good parent, one of those skills has to be like sometimes making crack decisions, like, Johnny or Susie's in your face. Mom, can I go to the show? Mom, can I? And you're like, okay, I got to make a good decision here. And you got to back it up sometimes with facts, because what does the kid say? If you say, no, you can't go, why not? Right?
Of course.
So, you've got to look at those skill sets that you've written down and really begin to pull them apart and dissect them and say, wow, you know what? I really am a good, quick decision maker. When push comes to shove, when, the rubber meets the road, I can make good, sound decisions. Well, write that down, because believe me, as an entrepreneur, you're going to make a lot of decisions, often very, very, very quickly. So looking at the skills and looking at the subsets of the skills too, because a lot of times you really may see something that you're understanding and learning patterns about yourself. Whether it's being a good parent, or whether it's being, a entrepreneur, or whether it's you begin to understand that there are certain patterns that you exhibit in your skill sets. And we're going to talk a lot about that on next Friday. That one's the real fascinating one to me. I just really appreciate patterns for what they are. And that's sometimes a real eye-opener for people, because they say, you know what, I've done that all my life. And that's almost like reassurance of, if I did it over here, I can sure as heck do it right here too. So yeah. Now the third one. So what are you supposed to do with those skills now that you got them, right? Well, you're going to parlay those skills into up-leveling your business. And so it's like, that's that fine tuning. My mom used to she loved to refinish furniture. And she made a practice. She was out there when it wasn't cool to stop at the side of the road because somebody dumped off an old table. That was my mom. She'd be like, we'd be driving down the road and she'd be like, look, there's a table. And I'm like, I know what's happening. And she'd pull to the side of the road and back up and throw that table in the car. And off we'd go to our destination because she saw in that table a thing of beauty, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And so we'd get it home, and it sometimes it'd be dirty and, and by the time she finished, it was like a work of art. It would be something that anybody would be proud to have in their home.
Oh, that's awesome. Really, to repurpose furniture. I mean, there are beautiful pieces out there. Yes.
Yeah. So my point about that is she was really up-leveling those discarded pieces of furniture. I mean, somebody thought so little of the piece of furniture, they dumped it on the side of the road. And then if my mom found it and she, cleaned it up and sanded and stained and all those things that you do when you refinish furniture, she was really up-leveling that table or that chair for someone to have it in their home, to cherish it in their home. Right. And so it's the same thing with those skills. It's like we want to refine them and we want to sand them down and we want to maybe put some varnish on them or we want to shellac them so that they help us come up to the next level of our business. And a lot of times people will say, I've heard people say, well, you know what, I'm satisfied with my business the way it is. And for those people, you know what I say? Congratulations, good for you. That's great. But somebody dangled, if you could up-level your business and dangled a carrot, and if you could make $5,000 more a year, let's just say, would you turn that down? No. I wouldn't turn it down, right?
Absolutely, yes.
That's where it's like, okay, we want to sand those skills down and we want to perfect them so that we do go up to the next level in our business. So in a nutshell, that's what we're going to be talking about, is taking those, recognizing those transferable skills, getting them down on paper, looking at, peeling back the layers of really what do those skills really mean in entrepreneurship or leadership skills. And then finally, like sanding them down, fine tuning them so that we do use them to up level or go to the next level in our business. So that's what we're going to be doing next Friday at your event.
Well, I am so looking forward to learning from you, because now you've got my mind turning. I'm thinking, okay, really, it's going to be great to just tune in, hone in on what are those skill sets that whether I have or the attendees have, what are they? Where are some deficiencies? And, and where are some opportunities to learn some new skills or polish the existing ones so that 2020 is just right around the corner, right? And
it is. Yeah,
it is. So it is time to, it's year end. We're gearing up for the final quarter. It's year end. It's time to really take a look at where you are at and what do you need to put into place for 2020. And that includes your skill set. So.
Right. Absolutely. Carol, You've got it.
Hey, I've got it thanks to you. So thank you, Ruth. We are so looking forward to having you speak at the second annual Women's Success Summit here in Greater Cincinnati. Tickets are still available. They're only $50, includes lunch and door prizes and several rounds of networking. And you're really going to get some laser coaching by experts. So
Right.
We're looking forward to it. So please join us. And Ruth, if anyone is intrigued or would love to learn more about your programs, where is the best place for them to find you or get additional information about Ruth K. Medlin Consulting?
Right. Thanks for asking, Carol. So, my website is ruthmedlinconsulting.com, and my social media guru, Marie LeBee, just redid that website. And before Carol and I came on the Be Live, Carol was commenting about it. So
it looks fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Go take a look there, as well as, next Friday, I will definitely have some information about where and what kind of classes I do. And, I'm all about the mentorship. It's not so much like the teacher trainer, but it's about the mentorship. I want to help people that are behind me walk with me, learn the skills that I've learned, and take those so that they can be successful entrepreneurs or solopreneurs. Yeah, so ruthmedlinconsulting.com, you got it up there. That's perfect. That'll be a good place to start.
Awesome. Well, I can't thank you enough. Go out and enjoy this beautiful sunshiny day.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to spend time with you next Friday.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah, it's going to be a great day. And, I just have to say, $50 is a bargain for all that's going to happen that day. It is a bargain. You can't afford not to go to that event.
I agree. All right, we will share the Eventbrite link below. So please join us, invite a friend, and just come and spend the day with us and take your business to the next level for 2020. All right, take care. Love you, Ruth. Thank you.
Thanks. See you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, bye.